Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook.
All right, K-Bone Rice, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside the Fan Cave. This is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. You know the drill. Call us. We'll put you on the air. Let's talk some sports. You can also tweet us at KDPomp, at Chris Mueller, PGH. So, all these matchups are set. You got an extra wild card game each day. There are 3 games. That means you'll be from noon until midnight watching football on Saturday and Sunday, and I can't think of a better thing to do during this pandemic to engage in sports. And the Steelers find themselves in this. They'll be the 6th and final one on a Sunday night. And this will be an interesting game against the Browns, a rematch of a game won by the Browns yesterday, but a game the Steelers also won handily back in Pittsburgh. Chris Mueller of the Fan joins us, PM team. And Chris, I want to first start about, Mason Rudolph. I thought he acquitted himself pretty well, given the fact that most people coming into that game didn't think he was the quarterback of the future as far as a backup is concerned. But I think he showed that, in his first real extended action this year, that he still can get some plays down the field. And he does have that ability to do it. It's an unusual kind of down the field pass, however, but he gets it where it has to go.
I mean, he throws a pretty deep ball. Yeah, it's not like on a gentle arc where it's thrown pretty hard. It's thrown off the screen. You know who he reminds me of, Pomp? You'll like this one. Jeff Blake dropping balls out of the sky to Darnay Scott and Carl Pickens back in the day for the Bengals.
That's a good call.
I remember that as a kid, like you hated it because he'd throw the ball way off the screen and then there's Pickens 10 steps behind somebody. But he gets the ball there. I thought those were better deep balls than Roethlisberger, by and large, has thrown this year. And I'll say this, I was one of the people, and I think Pony was too. We thought Mason Rudolph was pretty wretched last year because he was. And I didn't really buy anybody saying, oh, this guy still has a chance, give him a shot. He opened my eyes that he can, at the very least, though, with what he did yesterday, be counted on to be a decent backup for this team. I'm not going to rush to judgment and say off of one game, here's your starter of the future.
Right.
But he looked like and played like a legitimate, confident NFL player yesterday. And I think that is something to be happy about if you're a Steelers fan.
Especially because they have so many deals they have to make in this offseason with unrestricted free agents on their own roster. They're not going to want to spend money on a quarterback if they don't have to. Now, eventually he's going to come up for a deal, but it's something they can handle, and it's not urgent. They have a lot of other things to worry about. But let's talk about this week. Their worry is Cleveland coming into this game. I still think Cleveland kind of hurt its own self yesterday, Chris, by not running enough against the Steelers, who were without some of their better run stoppers. And, all the guys who've been injured in linebacker not there. The run game has been susceptible. I think they'd better get back to that if they have a chance of winning here in Pittsburgh. They didn't do it enough after a good start for Nick Chubb.
Yeah, I thought that was a game that should leave Steelers fans encouraged. I wrote, I talked about it, that the best possible scenario for the Steelers coming out of yesterday would be the Browns beat them and the Dolphins lose, and therefore the Steelers avoid the Ravens and get Cleveland, and lo and behold, that's what happened. I think the Steelers ought to win this game. I'm surprised they're not favored by more than the 4.5 that I saw the line open at, Bob. Here's the one X factor, though. I'll say this. We kind of deified Mike Munchak in this town as this phenomenal offensive line coach and the run game coordinator. Well, on game day yesterday, the Browns didn't have Bill Callahan, who might be the only guy in the league better at coaching that position, or as good as Munchak at the very least. So I would imagine if Bill Callahan's back coaching for this wild card game, you're going to get a much heavier dose of the run simply because I don't think that they trust Baker Mayfield, the Browns do, to go into Heinz Field and try to win some sort of shootout. I think he's still got a mental block with trying to beat Ben Roethlisberger, something he's never done.
Yeah, interesting, and he'll be fighting that and trying to get over that hump, but the Cleveland Browns were happy just to break the jinx of 17 straight years of not making the playoffs. Chris and I will come back, and when we do, I want to talk about what happened last night in Philadelphia. Which is a very hot topic. We'll get into that. Joe Judge had a response about it in New York. Of course, the Giants are crying about this, even though they only won 6 games. And quite frankly, the whole division should have been eliminated, but that's not the way it's done. So we'll talk about that. We want your calls at 412-575-2600. Call us. Air your opinions right here on Pittsburgh CW.